What have you guys been talking about? Look at this little microwave. Wow.
It's not the microwave.
Brandon, you got it all going on right there.
Yeah, well, this is my little station.
I interrupted Brandon as he was talking about something awesome he was doing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brandon.
Go ahead, Brandon.
No, I pretty much finished. I mean, a lot of what I did and I've been doing is really trying to think thematically whenever I teach anything. And so, in order to kind of keep things connected and keep the relativity of what we talk about in class, what we read in class, and where we want to try to apply it, the theme allows us to kind of string ideas together, string different texts together, and in process of that, allowing students to go from one text to the other and say, oh wait, no, we talked about something similar to that. Oh, this character experienced that, or something in that particular way. And so in that, I really feel like we're able to do a lot, get a lot of engagement, and make a lot of thinking happen, because even if they're not understanding this text currently, they might have understood something in the previous text that they're able to connect to, and then you have that whole like text to text, text to world, text to self connection happening to make it relevant, essentially, and applicable.
Okay, so now I'm Allie.
Hi, perfectly loud and clear, Allie.
Oh, it's the whole time, Katie.
Robotic Katie. She's trying to do the robot.
Sad.
That's very cool, Brandon.
Thank you. Having fun with it. Having fun.
So Lala, what did you do today?
Today, what I'm having my students do is look at life in the Soviet Union from different perspectives: housing, education, minority rights, industrialization, agriculture, health. And so I have the students look at Soviet propaganda, and then one person will present what the Soviets want you to believe, while the other two will give you a source or a piece of information that turns out to be really reality, not just propaganda. Rather than having them present to the class, which I did with my first period, I've made the adjustment of using EduCreation to have the students create the presentations and then air them to the class. So for my SUSD students next period, my goal is to illustrate to them how to use EduCreation, give them a sample of how you can incorporate an image, how you can throw in the text, and really condense all the information that they have through these sources, and then just present a simple 1-minute explanation of the situation. This is the first time that I will do something like this. But I noticed that, okay, my first period students can come up and present to the class, that's fine. I want the students to take advantage of this opportunity to actually play with this and be curious as to how they can, integrate, surprise me, I guess, if you want to put it that way. I want them to surprise me, and I want them to surprise themselves. With
the best in the world is when you say, hey, come up with something, surprise me. Make it special.
I like that. Hey, Lolo, have you seen SingLink?
You say, hey, Brandon, you froze. Brandon, you skipped. I don't know if it was a connection error. But you were saying world.
Oh, I was just saying in general, like it's always cool and kind of a neat concept whenever you can say, okay, so I don't really have like the best expectations for this, but show me something, surprise me, like make it amazing. And I think that once we develop those relationships and that confidence and that kind of that mutual respect in the sense of like, hey, we're trying to do something awesome here, and we're trying things new, we're taking risks as teachers just as much as they are taking risks to promote something and produce something. Like, hey, make something, create something, and for us to have the faith in them and for them to have the faith in us that they're going to buy into that. They're going to prove us wrong, essentially, or meet our expectations in that way. And many times I think that once that trust is built, that they will exceed our expectations and really show us something that's really amazing.
Well, and a lot of times that leaves it so wide and open into interpretation that they can kind of use their own strengths and use the way that they want to represent it and the way that they want to show it.
Yes, definitely.
Hey, Lalo, have you tried ThingLink?
I have not. As a matter of fact, I have signed up so that Ali Halsey can come in sometime during the week after spring break.
No, during spring break.
During spring break? Oh, come on.
The kids are going to be so quiet. Won't even know they're
It'll be an empty classroom here, but yeah, you can come in. No, I have not. And I really want to see how it works. I want to talk to Ali and pick her brain as far as what ideas she can come up with. And I definitely want to see something like that in action. I'm also interested in the buy board. I was not able to attend our session last Tuesday, and so I'm curious to see. I logged on, I downloaded it, but ThingLink, tell me a little bit more about it since we're here.
Well, when you're talking about the propaganda, it made me think of that because if you were
ThingLink is pretty
different
awesome.
propaganda, I don't know what it looks like, but if you were having them pull propaganda and different things from different parts of the Soviet Union, like on a map, you could use a picture of the map and then make links on there for video, audio, text, whatever from different parts.
So it just makes like a big interactive image. You can add a lot of other things to it. So it's perfect for, I mean, it's perfect for ELA, but great for history because you can add in so many other resources.
Neat. That sounds fun. It sounds like we can take it and spin with it and do a lot of creative things. I would have to see it in action.
Yeah, so
Yeah, no, it's super cool. I'm gonna go ahead and send a link. There's a link to one of my students' blogs. If you scroll all the way down, we did a ThingLink at the very beginning of the year. Gurleen, what she did, part of what she had to approach is this idea of Odono. Odono is a way to look at characterization, and it's broken up into three parts. It's the orientation, the disorientation of a character, and kind of their interruption of life, and then their new orientation, which is the third section, and kind of what comes out of that, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, or whatever. But what Gurleen ended up doing in her ThingLink is, well, she likes ThingLink, and what she's able to put within each particular bullet point or target is kind of some information in regards to the actual, picture and really in relation to the story.
Interesting. So there are a few stanzas. Is that what you're talking about? I'm looking at an image that has a stanza.
There's one with a stanza on it. Can't remember exactly what this was Paradox. This was, yeah, she did that for Paradox, which was kind of open. I let them kind of choose whatever they wanted, but they had to show a particular, their favorite line, and kind of give an explanation of why that is such a paradox or why that is so significant to that particular poem. It's kind of my introduction to why things, well, when did we read Paradox? Man, now it makes me think. She posted it. Yeah, it was last semester. So it was kind of towards the end where we talk about like particular characters and how they themselves might become paradoxical or paradoxical incidences within the literature itself. Granted, this is one of my honor students and kind of where she's been able to go.
I'm trying to share it
Since
with
last
everyone. Is that
semester,
working?
it's pretty awesome and pretty cool.
Okay, so today I did something with my SUSD students in U.S. history where we were looking at lyrics from anti-war protest songs. I mean, I could just copy your idea here and have them analyze these lyrics. I know Mr. Pop was doing something similar, but if we use ThingLink here, we can apply that.
Oh, definitely. Directly. And I would even get to the point of you could do it with ThingLink and actually have like full bodies of text, or you can have them type in a Google Doc and have that Google Doc be the link in that ThingLink. So it's like a way for you to get like a snippet of text and then also like an extended response, like maybe say there's like a big essential question that you address. So in process of that big essential question, you can say, well, you need to point out particular aspects of this propaganda piece or this literature, and then go to say, now you need to have one particular bullet point that takes me to a link to a Google Doc that's a full-blown explanation of your understanding of that essential question. So it's like identify. Now tell me why it's important. So it's really addressing that idea. So what? like so what, and kind of addressing like, what do you know now?
I'm also I'm wondering too, Lalo, if you could do, kind of going off of what Brandon was saying with kids being creative, giving them maybe not this unit, but thinking in the future a menu of things that they could do as a product, and they could come up with their own. So, for example, for this assignment, if they wanted to do like an infographic, they could use Canva, and they could pull in different pieces of propaganda and create one infographic, where they could create their own propaganda, or maybe using different apps to create different types of things. Maybe if they wanted to do video or a thing link or something like that.
Interesting. And again, I really have to take that time to just let these wonderful ideas and applications just simmer into my mind so that we can begin the processing phase and then the planning phase, you know. Definitely something that I want to take with me and continue to learn and apply when we have that time. I feel like this year has been just one of those years, you know, a lot of left and right. So having the ability to take time, simmer, and apply these strategies or these apps is essential. Oh, hi, Victoria.
Hi, Victoria.
Hi, Victoria.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, because I think the cool thing about that is it gives you, it kind of helps you reach a lot of different students. So like your ELs, they could do it at their level. Your advanced kids, they could, you know, totally blow that up.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think what could happen and what might be really cool is that you do give them those options, but then if you turn it into like a group thing, then you can show like different perspectives. So, I mean, I'm stealing a page out of Alton Brown, because I don't know if anybody follows him on Twitter or Instagram. He loves the Post-it note, and he posts the Post-it note up, and he answers questions via Post-it note through social media. It's pretty hilarious. But
What's his name?
Alton Brown.
Alton Brown. He did Good Eats.
What are you eating?
Doesn't look good, but it's awesome. Spinach with tuna and, I don't know, some sort of seasoning.
And bell pepper.
My wife has me eating healthy.
That's
Against
good.
my will, but it's for good intentions.
Okay, so what was the poster guy's name?
Alton Brown.
Alton Brown.
Alton Brown.
Ooh, he's
But
also
I'm thinking of
followed by
this.
Ray Kulowick, who we love.
So I'm thinking of this. Kind of if you turn it into like a group project, then you have multiple perspectives, or you can talk about like one particular document, say it's a primary source document at that, and then you can have this whole like circle of viewpoints or circle of and all these different perspectives. So if it's propaganda from Russia, then it's going to be like the Russian Revolution. Then you have the high and the elites, you have the government, you have the poor, you have the prisoners, the people that are actually like incarcerated kind of thing. And so if you have 4 of those particular viewpoints, then based on that one particular, like if you use ThingLink, then it could be that one primary source, and everybody can chime in as far as that one ThingLink and add something to it that's kind of based on their own perspective. Or I'm thinking that they all have to make some kind of compare and contrast or some kind of comparison to one of the other viewpoints of how that interpretation is going to be in conflict with another particular viewpoint. And so then it's about the communication between those two particular people and those two particular groups, and so they understand not only is it a conflict for themselves as that group of people, but they're also in conflict with the other groups of people, making it kind of, in a way, yeah, it's one document, but you have the understanding from every single particular viewpoint or every vantage point that's presented. And I mean, with the Russian Revolution, I think it would be kind of neat to go in that particular direction. I mean, kind of the same thing with the French Revolution. You have the rich, you have the poor, you have, and I think it's awesome to be able to offer that, just because there are so many different takes on any critical issue or any big issue that comes up in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what you mentioned is a strategy that it's brought up in Jeff Swier's book that you've been reading. So I mean, either you're far ahead of the curve or you've been reading stuff. So That's a great idea. And those are the kinds of ideas that I need to start looking at and applying a lot more. Because like you said at the beginning, it gives the students the opportunity to be creative, surprise you, and we're just giving them that platform.
Hey, Peter, Allie, do you remember, I was trying to find it in my notes right now, but do you remember we went to that iPad conference, and they had that girl who was real shy, and she did explain everything, and she compared two different people?
Yes.
Do you remember who that was?
I will find it.
It sounds like that's kind of what Brandon is saying too. Like if you're comparing two different people or two different things, and what she did, Brandon, was she used Explain Everything to kind of build her presentation, and then she did, I don't know if you'd consider a video or screencast explaining that presentation using the Explain Everything. It was pretty sweet. And the cool thing about it is this was a kid who was super shy in his class that would never speak up, but this was kind of like a venue that she felt very comfortable with.
I'll find the link and put it in the chat.
All right. Thanks, Katie.
And it was on the Industrial Revolution.
All right, you're going to have to excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for fifth period.
Yeah.
With that, great talking to you all. All right. See you guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.